evening, I'm Jessie, and this is our first episode of Monday Meditations. Just taking some time to shut out the outside world. And I'm going to kind of approach this the way Stan Lee always approached comic books and assume that this is your first meditation ever. So I'm going to give you a little bit of background. Anyone and everyone can meditate. You don't need anything special. You don't need special chairs or clothes or special space. It helps to be able to shut out outside noises and distractions. So if you can find a space, that's great. If not, we learn to just accept the noises that we're hearing and try to move on past them. So if you've ever been so absorbed in doing something that you forget about everything else, you forget about your grocery list, you forget about dinner, you forget about the laundry that's piling up. If you've ever been so engrossed in something where you're only focused on that task at hand, that's a meditation. So it could be taking a bath, making a cup of tea, it could be cooking, riding a bike, walking, it could be any of those things. So why do we meditate? We meditate to try to control our thoughts, to try to shut out all of that noise for a little while. When we do that, that helps with creativity, productivity. It helps you be calmer, more at peace. It really allows other things to come in, like new ideas, worries, concerns. Those will always be there if you want to pick them up later, but most of what we worry about never happens, so it's just wasted energy. So let's see. We are going to start with a simple mindful meditation. It's going to be small. We're only going to do it for about 3 minutes total. And then each week we're going to do different versions of meditations, and hopefully we'll be done each week in that 15-minute time slot. So 7:45 to 8 o'clock is the max that it should really be. So we want to come into any comfortable seated pose. Doesn't matter how you're sitting. You want to be able to be comfortable for that 3 minutes. You don't want your whole meditation to be, oh, my foot is falling asleep or my hip is a little sore. I'm sitting in half lotus. You don't have to be. You could be seated in a chair. You could be seated in lotus pose, cross-leg pose, doesn't matter. This is a really simple, easy meditation, so you don't need to be any specific anything. When we start, we're going to be placing our hands on our belly. We're going to touch our fingertips together, and that's going to allow us to feel the breath. After we get going for a while, if you're like, I've had enough with my hands on my belly, just rest them in your lap. Any hand position is fine. In meditation and yoga, the hand positions all have different meaning. They're called yoga mudras, and they're meant to direct the flow of energy. But we're starting off nice and simple, easy and accessible. So anything you're doing with your hands is fine. And this is definitely a fake it till you make it kind of situation. So we're trying to retrain ourselves. We're trying to train our thoughts to slow, our breathing to be soft, full, and deep. And that's new for a lot of us. Or, as we grow older, we tend to take very shallow, stiff breaths. So in the beginning, you're going to feel like you're making yourself inhale and exhale, and you might be exaggerating these muscles, exaggerating those movements, and all of that is okay. You're also going to get distracted. It's going to happen. You hear a dog bark. I just heard a car go by outside. My glasses are sliding down my nose. All of those things, they're going to come in. They're going to interrupt your meditation. And that's okay. You just kind of acknowledge them like, okay, I saw that car pass. Okay, I'm going to push my glasses up on my nose. I suggest that you take a moment and see if you can kind of breathe past it. So a lot of times, what we used to call itchy scratchies when I used to take school pictures. All of a sudden, because you're still, because you're kind of being mindful, you start to get an itch or a scratch. And just at first, we're going to try to breathe through it and let it go. If it doesn't go away in a few seconds, you can scratch that itch. You can reposition. That's all fine. But a lot of times, that's your mind trying to kind of take control back over with some external things. So we first try to let it go. And if we can't, take care of it, and then reset, come back to the breath, come back to the meditation. Okay. So we're going to come to any comfortable seated pose. If you join me for my Sunday yoga class at Human Breathing's Facebook page, I am really consciously trying to bring my shoulders down and away from my ears and open up my heart chakra. I'm really working on that. I've become very protective of myself. So I'm trying to open that back up. So that's something I'm going to be cautious of. And again, we're going to start with our fingertips just barely touching. Comfortable seated pose. I like to do a little military tuck to my chin so that there's no pressure on my neck. And we're going to try to inhale and exhale through our nose. And we're going to try to fill our belly, ribs, chest with air on the inhale, and then allow our chest, ribs, belly to contract on the exhale. So the reason why we have our hands here is if you're just touching your fingertips slightly, as you inhale, you want to feel your belly come out, your fingertips should come apart, and then as you exhale and pull your belly back in, your fingertips should come together. And again, fake it till you make it. As we inhale, we want to fill our belly, ribs, chest with air on the inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to let our chest, ribs, belly contract. I imagine it's like a balloon filling. That's what kind of I visualize in my head. So, comfortable seated pose, palms on our body with our fingertips just barely touching, shoulders down and away from our ears, military tuck to our chin. So settle in here, close your eyes, and begin to take a few soft, full, deep breaths. And then here we're going to transition to our 3-part breath. So we're going to inhale through our nose, exhale through our nose. As we inhale, we want to fill our belly, ribs, chest with air. And then as we exhale, we let our chest, ribs, belly contract. Try to inhale, expand, exhale, contract. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Try to keep your breath soft, full, and deep. Just focus on your breathing, breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Slowly begin to bring your attention back to your breath. Once again, inhaling and exhaling through your nose, filling your belly, ribs, chest chest with air on the inhale. And then allowing your chest, ribs, belly to relax and let go on the exhale. Begin to bring your attention back into your body, back into the space around you. You can open your eyes. Notice how you're feeling. Know you can find your way to peace and well-being by concentrating on your breath and trying to stay in the present moment. Bring your hands together in prayer position at heart center. The life and love in me honors the life and love in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, I'm Jessie, and this is Monday Meditations. And I will be back here on my Facebook page at 7:45 next Monday. I hope to see you then. Thanks.